What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a review on the wow, it's been a long day, man. I'm sorry. We're going to be doing a review on the Beats Studio Pro. Now, I am a Beats Studio 3 owner. I've had a pair of Beats Studio 3s right here for the past, I want to say about 6 months, 7 months. And I really do like these headphones. Now, these are my primary travel headphones, but I saw the Beats Studio Pros go on sale, so I'm going to give you my initial thoughts. Now, if you're looking for a video that goes into technical specs, this is not what this video is. This is going to be a practical review after I've used the headphones and gotten a feel for how they compare to the previous model, the Beats Studio 3. Now, first and foremost, one thing you'll notice, it comes in this very interesting soft shell case. Now, this is one thing I was kind of on the fence about. I was like, I don't know if I like the soft shell. I really did like the hard shell case of the Beats Studio 3. I'm more of a hard shell case type of guy. I feel like it's a little bit more protective. But I will say, when you get these out of the box, I thought the soft shell was going to be a lot softer than what it is, but this one still does have some structure. Now, one thing I did notice about this case is when you open it up, it's a little bit harder to pop the headphones out. Like, you really have to pry this open and then like dig your hand in and pull out the headphones. All right, so here are the headphones right here. Now, as far as the build quality goes, and I'll actually put this up here so you guys can see it, it looks almost identical to how the Beats Studio 3 looked. So like I was saying, in this hand I have the Beats Studio 3, and as you can see, if I put this up towards the camera, you can see we had that wireless badging on the Beats Studio 3, and then up at the top, you had that Beats sort of logo. For the most part, both of these headphones look pretty identical. Aside from that badging, like I said, the Beats Studio Pros, the newer model, does not have all of that, that branding. And it does look a little bit cleaner, a little more mature. So I actually did like that they took that off. But as far as, weight-wise, as far as the way they feel, the way they look, for the most part, it's almost exactly the same design. One thing I do want to say about these, as far as build quality goes, I don't really feel like there's much of a difference. If you didn't like the build quality of the Beats Studio 3, or if you've had Beats Studio 3s in the past, it's not great. It's not amazing. It's not worth 350 bucks. These headphones, I will say, straight off the bat, are not worth 350. And I wouldn't have paid 350 for these, but they were on sale for 180. I was able to get them for 180, and for that price, I feel like it is reasonable. So for the 350 that these go for, build quality, definitely not what I was expecting. A lot of creaks, even when you're folding them up, they don't necessarily feel the most durable. Like, over time, people always complain about having problems with the hinges on Beats, and I don't think these are going to be any different. I think if you're somebody, you're really rough with your headphones, you just kind of like to throw them in a bag, pop them out, pop them in. This is probably not going to hold up to that over time, right? But is the build quality horrible? No. It still does what it needs to do. I don't feel like it's going to break on me right now. Like, I feel like, you could get a couple years of use out of these, but over time, I think the wear and tear from just opening it up, putting them on, taking them off, that will wear on the headphones. Now, as far as comfort goes, they did change these up a little bit. So as far as putting them on my ears when I have them on, they feel pretty similar to what the Beats Studio 3 did, but they did change these ear cups. So I'm gonna grab the Beats Studio 3 one more time just to do a little bit of a comparison. So if you look at the Beats Studio 3 right here, and I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this super well, but on the Beats Studio 3, you have this sort of stitching around the air cup. So it's like one piece of leather that goes around the cushioning, and there's like another piece of leather stitched over that, and you have this stitch that goes all the way around. Now, if I go over to the Beats Studio Pro, you now see that that stitch is gone. So the leather here is not stitched, it's all just one piece of leather. And this really has a huge factor in the breathability of these headphones. I found that I can work out with my Beats Studio 3 and still get a tiny bit of airflow in. Now, this one is not the greatest when it comes to breathability, but this one, since it's this sort of unibody construction with the leather, it's all one piece. These get very hot. I worked out with these the other day, and my ears were very warm by the time I was finished. So I would say if you're somebody, you're looking for a workout headphone and you want to work out in these are not going to be the headphones that you want to wear to the gym. All right, unless you're doing like a real calm workout, this is probably not the best as far as breathability goes. And I think the reason why the Beats Studio 3 were a little bit more breathable is because they had sort of this two-piece leather design, and it allowed a little bit of air to flow into the cushion and flow out of the cushion and around your ear, obviously. So these, as far as breathability goes, these are a lot more comfortable for me, the Beats Studio 3. So that is a mark against the Beats Studio Pro. Not bad. You know, if you're using this for casual use, probably really won't matter to you all that much. But if you are looking to get a headphone to work out in, probably not the best. And another thing I will note is that these are not rated to be water resistant at all. So if you plan on sweating in these, I mean, you can probably do it, but do you want to do it? Probably not. Now, one of the underhood differences of the Beats Studio Pro, something that the Beats Studio 3 doesn't have, is spatial audio. So spatial audio, if you don't know, if you have Apple Music, it's kind of where you can hear sound in 3D. It's almost like if speakers are all around you, you turn your head around and the headphones have a gyroscope in them that will kind of tell you where the music is coming from. And it's just a different way to experience music. Now, is this like super important? Do most people care about this? Probably not. I feel like spatial audio is cool. It's like a nice to have, but it's more of a gimmicky feature. It's not something where you really like need it, but it is nice. And that is something that the Beats Studio 3 did not have, that I actually kind of enjoy. It's just a different way to experience your music. So if you're into spatial audio, you really like spatial audio, this might be the headphone for you in comparison to the Beats Studio 3 if you're trying to choose between these two right now. So as far as comfort goes, when I put these on, you know, they feel pretty comfortable. I don't feel like it's the clamp force is too much on my head. I don't find myself getting a headache after like a couple minutes of wearing these. You can wear these for a couple hours and be fine. So let's talk about sound, because I think sound is very important. People care about sound. So as far as the Beats Studio 3 compares to the Beats Studio Pro, I feel like the Beats Studio Pro is very similar. It has a relatively balanced sound profile. Obviously, it's a little bit heavy on the bass end. That's always kind of been the way that Beats sound profile has been set up. But I think the Beats Studio Pro is a lot clearer. It just sounds a lot clearer. It's a lot more refined. It doesn't sound as muddy as the Beats Studio 3. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that the Beats Studio Pro, they felt that it didn't have enough bass and they toned down the bass too much. I didn't feel that coming from the Beats Studio 3 to the Beats Studio Pro. The sound profile to me is very similar. I know everybody's gonna have a different subjective experience with that. Everybody's ears are shaped differently. Everybody hears music differently. Everybody listens to different type of music. So that's gonna probably affect your overall experience with this headphone. As far as pairing these headphones goes, super easy. Fast pair for Android is available. Fast pair for iPhone is available. And if you have an iPhone, I have an iPhone, but it pairs exactly the same way that AirPods do or any other Apple based headphone that you have. It's just gonna pop up, you hit pair, connect, and it's connected. There's nothing else you have to do. But the one thing I will mention is that these do not have an Apple chip, unlike the Beats Studio 3. Beats Studio 3 had an Apple chip in it, so that enables you to use features like Find My, for example. So if your headphones are offline, that Apple chip will still be pinging. You can kind of figure out where your headphones are if you leave them somewhere. With these, once they're off, you're only going to see the last known location of that headphone. So if I have these on right now in my room and I'm jamming out, I'm chilling, and then I leave and I go out and I'm at a party or something like that, I'm like, where are my Beats Studio headphones? I have no idea. When I check Find My, it's going to show the last location where they were. Once my headphones are off, I don't know where my headphones are. Like there's no, without that Apple chip, I'm just gonna see the last known location. So I really don't understand why Apple did that. And from a practicality perspective for me, I'm like, y'all should have kept the Apple chip in it. But I get it. Maybe they had to make a little bit more space for like the gyroscope, so you can use spatial audio with these, or Dolby Atmos, or whatever the case is. But I just think it was kind of a weird move in my opinion. But hey, you know, Apple's gonna do what Apple's gonna do. Now, on to one of the most important things, active noise cancellation. How is this as far as active noise cancellation goes? Now, I can't give you guys a test. There's no way for me to really give you a feel for what it's like wearing these headphones, but the passive cancellation, when I just put these on my head without turning them on, they already block out a significant amount of noise. And even when I'm talking right now to all of you, like I have trouble hearing what I'm saying, and it makes me talk a little bit louder, I feel like, than what I usually talk. So I can like bypass the fact that these are blocking out a lot of noise already. I live in a very noisy area, so I always have a lot going on, sirens, all types of stuff. And when I put these on my head, I turn on music, I really don't hear anything. Like if I want to hear something with noise cancellation on, I literally have to come like this close to the headphone and like snap my fingers or something like this to even get a faint sort of background noise. You know what I mean? So if you have an iPhone and you're using the headphones, you will see these
controls. So you can see down at the bottom, I have two controls. One says spatial audio, which is off right now, and then noise control. So if I go ahead and I hit that noise control, what it's gonna do is gonna give me two options. I can either turn on noise cancellation or I can turn on transparency mode. But pretty much what transparency mode does is it allows you to hear what's going on in your surroundings. So maybe you're in active noise cancellation mode. You're like, yo, somebody's trying to talk to you. You're trying to hear like you're in the airport. You're trying to hear the announcement talking about when your flight's gonna leave. Whatever the case is, you need to hear stuff, but you don't want to take off your headphones. Turn on transparency mode, and it's pretty good. I can hear pretty much everything that's going on right now. I don't like feel like I'm anything is muffled. It's not the best sounding transparency mode out there, but if somebody's talking to you, if something's going on where you need to hear what's going on around you, you're gonna be able to hear it just fine. I personally think it's pretty good. Like I said, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, transparency mode, I'd probably give it like a solid like 6.5 to a 7. It gets the job done. And last but not least, what I will cover is what you get inside of the box. That was a little bit different than what you would get with the Beat Studio 3. You get a aux cable, and it also comes with a USB-C cable in the bag. So you know this is actually a pretty big deal. You know, Apple doesn't usually include cables with things. You know, I guess that's not a thing anymore, but they did include, you know, two cables with these particular headphones. So that's a nice perk. And that's another nice thing about these headphones is compared to the Beat Studio 3, which did not have USB-C, you do have USB-C with these particular headphones. So one thing that you won't have to worry about is like having a totally separate cable for the headphones, which is very nice. I think a lot of things do use USB-C nowadays, so it's easy to find a USB-C cable. You probably have a USB-C cable on you right now as you're watching this video. You know what I mean? You probably have one in your room or in your backpack or wherever, you know what I mean? So USB-C is very abundant, and going to more of a standard port that a lot of devices are using nowadays is going to make these headphones a lot more usable. So to wrap up this entire review, active noise cancellation for these headphones, I think it does a very good job. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. For transparency mode, does the job. Like I said, not amazing. We're gonna give that a 6.5 out of 10. Now at the price that these headphones are set at right now, $350, these are totally not worth it. Like if you were buying these for $350, please do not. Save your money. Get these on sale. These go on sale all the time. Like I said, I got mine from Best Buy for $180. All right, you can find these on sale over and over and over again, time and time again. These are new, but they're already on sale. So all in all, I think it's a solid pair of headphones. I think it is a step up from the Beat Studio 3. These are rated for 40 hours of battery life with active noise cancellation off. Obviously, if you turn active noise cancellation on, I think that cuts it down to about 20 hours, so about half the battery life. But I still, you know, think that's great for, you know, what these are. Like I said, value-wise, do not get these at the $350 price point. I really don't think it makes sense. And if you're somebody who you know you want something a little bit cheaper, and you don't even want to pay $180, you know, if these go on sale, check out the Beat Studio 3. I will also leave a link or Amazon link down below if you want to check out the Beat Studio 3 as well. Like I said, this is the slightly older model, but I think this is just as good, and definitely comparable to, you know, the Beat Studio Pro. I would still say these are a great value, and I actually probably will end up still using these more. But yeah, if you are a new owner of Beat Studio Pros, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let everybody else know, are they worth it? Are they not? And like I said, when I say are they worth it at like the 180 price point? I think they are. If you can find it anywhere below 180, I say go for it. If you're paying 350, don't do it. Okay, straight like that. Yeah, so that is my review for today. That was the most non-technical review you will ever see here on YouTube. I didn't talk about any technical stuff at all. I just wanted to give you a practical review of what I thought. I think it's a good headphone overall. Is it something that I'm going to use every single day? Probably not, but I do like having both pair. They both are going to serve a different purpose for me. These will probably be my more travel centric headphones. Like I take these on the plane. These are the ones that are a little bit more refined, and then these will be my beaters. You know, I might take them to the gym, take them out around town, you know, whatever, hang out. But let me know what you think down in the comments about the Beat Studio Pro. Are they worth it? Are they not? I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Chris Jordan. Peace.